All right, we're live again, guys. I did this last week. Just rambled for a little bit, talk a little bit of fitness, a little bit what I'm doing, recap on the weekend what we're doing training wise. And it's just easier to run it live. Yeah, I don't know. People who do podcasts and stuff, ten times easier to just run it live. I have a nice little setup here, candle lighting. My fantastic picture of Patrick Bateman, and then the coolest pillow in the world, little wolf on it. Yeah, so what I'm going to go over today is just do a little quick recap on the weekend. I can talk about it for you here. So we did a 10,000 calorie challenge. Could we burn 10,000 calories? What did we? We finished at about 6,500. We gave ourselves 12 hours. Now we've seen most of the challenges online. People have done. They've gone for the full 24 hours. We definitely could have done it. We were under a bit of time pressure. And then just kind of a few different bits I want to touch on. So in terms of measuring it, you're going to get a more accurate measure if you go kind of Polar or Garmin, or kind of whatever good heart rate monitoring brand there is. If you just run it off the Fitbit or the Apple Watch, you don't get that many consistencies, and basically you'll just get a higher readout typically than you get. Like, for example, so on Sunday, the day after the challenge, I stuck my Apple Watch just on the normal part of it, the normal workout mode. I set it to a walk. I left it for 6 hours, but I sat on the couch for 6 hours because obviously I'd just done all the work the day before, so I was kind of tired and I was happy to chill. And it said I burned close to, I think, 2,500 calories, whereas the walk or the hike slash run for 6 hours with weight took, I racked up about 3,300 calories. So there's a small enough difference, 800 calories, and one involved sitting on the couch and the other involved, sweating, running up a mountain with weight. Obviously I used two different instruments to measure it, so you can't compare like with like, but what I can show you is that like there's a glaring inaccuracy with say the Apple Watch or the Fitbit. The Apple Watch obviously can link into Polar app and then other apps, and you can track it that way. That's fine, but you'll be still using like a Polar monitor to measure at. So that's one thing. Then the other is, we did the hike, which was, it's tough enough on the joints. My feet were a bit beat up. And then we came back to the gym and we did close to 2 hours on the bike. Obviously, the Rogue bikes have the Rogue Echo bikes have huge resistance on them. So not only are you like cardiovascularly, you're pumping, your heart rate's up, but there's a lot of resistance you're fighting against. So you build a lot of fatigue in the arms and the legs because the arms are pushing on it as well. So probably not the best option to do. You probably would have been better, I'd say, just running for that, or just maybe doing a short burst on the bike and change it with the row and the skis. So we did 2 hours straight on the bike, and then we did intervals, well, not intervals, about kind of 3 to 4 minute bouts on the row and the ski, just alternating. We're going to do it again, and I reckon what we'll do this time is we'll start the day off early with a session in the gym, some lifting, decently high intensity, then probably go for like a hike run, maybe without the weight. So we'll try cover a lot further distance, keep the tempo up, the pace up, heart rate up longer. We'll probably do a similar enough time cap on it, I think, but we'll be able to cover a lot more ground. And then come back and then probably hit intervals on maybe the bike, row and ski, just alternating them like that, or probably shadow boxing would be a good one. Skipping is another good one. No resistance on them. You can get the heart rate up, so it will be easier to burn the calories without hitting that muscular fatigue. But that'll be for the challenge. That'll be an interesting one. Again, I've seen some animals on YouTube and they didn't complete it either. Yeah, that was kind of the main point to add on that. Next one, social media. Yeah, I don't know where to start. I was off most of them. Then I got back on it to track my 7-day fast. And then I only wanted to use it as a means of sharing. Say when I post a video, I just want to go, oh yeah, I'm sharing a video. I'm okay at that, but still, without me noticing, I just end up being on it and getting sucked in and scrolling for a bit. So like I'm deleting the app off the phone, just to try to make it a little bit more difficult for myself, more of a barrier to entry to look at it, because if it's there's just no hope. It's actually, I was listening to a podcast of two gentlemen I know, Jake Brown and Thomas Arnold, both experts with the camera. Contact them if you ever need them. I'll link them down below after. But yeah, we're gonna see them on YouTube as well. But anyway, they were having a podcast and they were talking. We're gonna see them blow up on YouTube. They do have accounts, and Jake has some videos that are just through the roof with views. So we need to get him back posting consistently, but he is going to do it. And same with Thomas. But what I was saying, yeah, they were chatting, they were talking about the social media, and they were talking about Instagram is just 10 times worse than, say, YouTube, because Instagram, you go on, you're not looking for something in particular. Whereas like YouTube, you go on it to look at something. Maybe you watch someone's videos. It's almost like TV. It's like they're pretty much channel. YouTube would have replaced TV for me. And there's so many useful talks or shows you can watch, be it educational or like a bit of entertainment and a bit of educational, but it's just all around, it's a lot better. Instagram, you're just looking at pure crap that people can upload whenever, so it's like hundreds of stories a day and just posts, and it's kind of everyone, your acquaintances, that yeah, they're nice people, but you don't really care about too much about what they're putting out, whereas like if you're on YouTube and you're looking at people on YouTube, it's generally because you want to learn something from them, or you find them very, very entertaining and enjoyable. Instagram's not like that. You're not like looking at posts thinking, oh, this is really entertaining, So that was it. I think it appears to be just Instagram is the worst. Chatting with Jay as well, Instagram just seems to be the devil. Jake had a cracker as well. Grayscale on iPhone. Phenomenal setting. Stick that on your phone. It obviously just kind of makes it black and white. Your phone isn't half as exciting when you've got the colors, the different notifications, different icons for all the social medias. It's just a lot more enticing when you switch it to the grayscale. Yeah, like you find yourself, you look at the phone and you get bored of it very quickly, which is good. You just put it down. I just know myself, if I'm on it a lot, if I look at it too much, the head gets fried, like a headache. Not like my head doesn't get fried from an anxiety perspective, but I could literally get a physical headache and get the urge just to smash the phone to pieces, which obviously isn't good. And then in the same case, you don't want to leave it at home. Like you leave it at home, you realise you left it at home, and 2 minutes later you're running back to get your phone again. So that's another. I did a video on that, but I'll track it more over the next few weeks. I'm trying to find a way to manage it. Ideally, I'd love to get off it completely. Just do YouTube. YouTube's cool. It's useful. But like social media, Instagram more so. Like Facebook, And like say Facebook Messenger is genuinely useful for keeping in touch with say with friends you made in other countries and whatnot. And you can just keep the messenger portion of Facebook if you want. You can have your account deactivated and just keep the messenger. But Instagram, it's just the devil, I think. And it's just kind of stood out to me during this lockdown because, as I said it before, my screen time just went through the roof. I think one day I clocked like 8 hours or so on the phone, which is shocking. If you sleep 8 hours, that's a third of your life, a third of your day, ultimately a third of your life. On the phone for 8 hours, it's pretty much like more than half your life would spend between on the phone and sleeping. You know, you're not really enjoying anything, and it distracts. It just distracts you from any task you're doing. And I was chatting to Jay about this the other day. It really annoys me when, if you're talking to someone or you're talking to a friend and they look at something on the phone and it has them, and you're saying something to them and it just doesn't go in their ear, or it just doesn't register with them. Yeah, I'll just say like, are you there? Are you all right? You know, what's going on? It just has them. It like just has them by the balls, metaphorically. You know, so that pisses me off now. It's okay. Like it will happen to me as well, but like just go, oh, I just have to reply to this message or that. And usually it's just bullshit that's sucking them in. But that's my rant over. My rant over for the social media. But yeah, now training wise, I said at the start of lockdown I did a bit more endurance stuff. I think everyone in the world was running 5Ks, so I hadn't done those, so I was doing more of those. But I kind of drifted away from what I wanted to achieve with training, and it's just, which is like build a lean, powerful physique, you know, and really high relative strength. So I'm working on that at the moment. What I'm doing for that is slightly more frequent training at the high end. If you saw my last video there, just kind of those lifts that I'm not hitting failure. They're super high quality, but the volume in them is low. That really works well for me. So I need to keep that up as well. But then I'm kind of torn. I like these long challenges because they challenge the head. So I'm probably going to keep them. Do maybe once a week. I'll do something long, you know, kind of long slog, like we did on the weekend. Because like on Sunday, to be honest, I felt great. The body wasn't beat up. Now the foot was destroyed. I did something to probably some ligaments in my foot 2 or 3 days prior. Then going on that big hike didn't help. So yeah, I woke up on Sunday in bits with that. But besides that, I felt pretty good. So that's the plan. Follow along them as well if you can. Like that last session I did yesterday, you need very little equipment. It was pretty much all body weight. Now you needed the rings, but you can get those handy enough, or you can use a bar. And then a few videos prior I did a really good session for upper body that involves pretty much no equipment. You might need to find a bar or a branch to do pull-ups off, but that's easily doable. But then there was handstand push-ups and variations that you can really train the upper body well by doing those. So check those. I'll probably link them in after this stream. But yeah, there's, you know, I think for guys anyway, I think 93% of my subscribers are male anyway, so it's more applicable to them. Guys like training the upper body and they want to keep that muscle, so that's a really good session for it. And even just using the body weight, and there's simple ways of loading it with a backpack that can make it really effective. Because if you keep doing the long stuff, like the long runs, And kind of just these kind of circuity workouts of like burpees, mountain climbers. They're great. You get a good sweat. Great for the head as well. But for guys looking to keep muscle, might not be sufficient. Yeah, so throw in even like 2 or 3 of these sessions, these upper body sessions. Get creative with loading it. Use backpacks. Use whatever, and you're golden. You need very little to keep your muscle, even to build as well. You can build in a real simple manner. So that's what I'd say for you guys. That's kind of my approach to it, because I got sick of just the typical quarantine training over the past like 5 weeks prior. Doing too much running. Didn't feel too good for it either as well. I like a nice trail run out in nature, but like running around an industrial estate, that's kind of pretty much where I live. Not the most exciting thing. So I like to clear the head. Go for a trail run is a lot more fun. But then just as I said, for the upper body, keeping the upper body, there's a really simple way. Those sessions, I have 2 sessions of them now on YouTube. Really simple way to keep up and get creative with loading them. And what other points that I want to touch on? Kind of just talking about myself in a narcissistic way. Well, it's not really narcissistic, but I'm just kind of talking about myself, because I didn't bother getting any questions together, because that would involve asking questions on Instagram, and I'm trying to avoid posting as much as possible. You can probably throw it in the comments here. Definitely for the next one, I'll make it more useful for you. But I'm going to share anyway what I'm doing and what I think will be useful for you guys. Food wise, I'm pretty much going back to the vertical diet. Stan Efferding's vertical diet. Now I wouldn't say I'm not gospel by that per se, but Stan, he's just someone I'd follow, and I eat similar to that way. Now he didn't cause me to eat that way, but I eat that similar to that way. So he's someone you can check out. Again, you'll have some of the nutrition zealots say he's full of crap, but I just go by performance. I'm educated enough myself as well, so I can kind of say with confidence that he works well for me, or that style works well for me, which is pretty much centering your meals around like good quality beef, some rice, maybe some potatoes here and there, and fruit, adequate salt as well, which is massive, but we'll leave that for another day. And just bone broth and high nutrient dense foods, but and staying away from crap. So sounds pretty good. And it is somewhat limited what he talks about with vegetables, which suits me down to the ground. I eat some vegetables. I don't stuff my face with veg. Like, this is where I'm gonna disagree with whatever nutritionist says that I should be shoving in kilos of veg a day. I feel like absolute crap. It just sits in my stomach. But by eating this way, I feel light. My performance is good. My physique is good. So that's what I'm gonna go by. But anyway, it's like, to be honest, maybe some people do well, but with the higher volumes of veg, I just can't handle it. So this works for me, and that is the number one thing. The best diet is the diet you're going to stick to. Sorry, call it a diet or call it a way of eating, but if you have a way of eating that delivers results, you enjoy it, so obviously you can stick to it, well then that's probably going to be your best bet. It might be the best for someone else because they can't stick to it, so therefore it's just going to be too much of an effort. and it's going to break down after a month. So that's the number one thing when you're going to, when you have somewhat of a grasp on your food, is find something that you can easily stick to, and that you feel good on as well. You don't need research to back up everything. If you eat something and you feel like crap after that, well then you can consult with someone they might be able to explain why that is, or you can just use your common sense and say, I'm not going to eat that because I don't feel great after it. Or you can say, right, I'm going to have that infrequently because there's a bit of a trade-off when I have it. Like if I have a filthy Domino's, I'm going to feel crap after it, so I'm not going to do it all the time, because there's a trade-off. So find something that you can stick with, you enjoy, because then long term it's going to be the most effective. Like for me, counting macros or trying to fit in like bits of junk food every day by counting my macros would just be a complete fail to me, because when I start eating junk food, the whole floodgates open. That would be my thing. So everyone's different. I'm better off fasting, throwing a bit of fasting, then eat pretty much vertical. And yeah, that does me golden. Whereas like today, I trained early and I had like a protein milk, and then there were some jellies. I had some jellies left in my car, so I ate those, and then I was starving and all I wanted to do was eat all day, where usually I could just skip breakfast, forget about it, and go on for hours. So yeah, it's not the best. So that clearly doesn't work for me, because I'll be opening the floodgates every day. Yeah, they're the main points. I've kind of gone over them again, but I wanted to touch on the calorie burn challenge. It's a fun one. We're gonna do it again. We'll probably do it. I probably won't be ready to rock this weekend. Maybe next weekend. We'll make sure we have another good day for it, and just how I'm structuring my training, and yeah, food wise as well. I can do a bit more on food, but I'd rather not record myself eating. And I think YouTube's quite full of fitness people eating, but maybe that's what you like to see. And I suppose I probably eat a little bit different than most of them, so, or than a lot of the typical heads. So yeah, might include that. We'll see. But anyway, that was just the thoughts on a Wednesday night. I'm gonna try. I'm pretty much going for a video a day. I think Wednesday's a nice day to do the live. Lives are nice. Just can jump on, chat. I'm not worried about messing it up. I'm not worried about perfect edits. So yeah, that's why I like the live stream. It's a lot handier, and it's chilled as well. It's actually, as weird as it sounds now, I'm just talking, I'm looking at a camera, pretty much talking to myself, but I just have the candle lighting, sitting on a nice couch, don't have the TV on, I don't have the phone in my face, and yeah, it's surprisingly peaceful. But anyway, they're just my closing thoughts. So again, we're growing up nicely on YouTube, getting a lot of new subscribers. So if you're tuning in, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe, share with your friends. Go check back on some of the other videos. There's a few good ones in there, and I'm gonna keep this ball rolling, keep this train going, keep these videos pumping out, and the live streams will get better. I think the quality dropped a little bit with the one today, because when you're live streaming, you're reliant on your Wi-Fi. Like it will stream full HD, but then it will just drop if the Wi-Fi slows down a little bit. So yeah, that's it for this Wednesday's chats with Coach Mod. And I think, yeah, we're gonna leave it there. I'm gonna sit here for another while. I might throw something on YouTube, pretty much to do with some probably conspiracy theorist or some anarchist, just fitting for the times, just to get that total other side of the mainstream media you get. And I'll chill out a bit, and then back up for another day tomorrow. So I'll try to do some fun training tomorrow for you, maybe. And maybe I'll include a meal. I'll see how it is. But that's probably all I'll be able to do tomorrow. I've nothing crazy lined up. I've no mad calorie challenge. But once this foot's a little bit better, it is sore as hell. Like the day of the hike was probably a 9 out of 10, but by the end of the hike it had dropped to a 1 or 2 out of 10, which is weird. But anyway, when that's all a little bit better, I'm gonna go out one day and just hit a half marathon. And then probably a few weeks later, I'm going to go out and hit a marathon. No training, no real training for it. Definitely can do it after being up the mountain there for 6 hours. And at one stage we were running at a good pace with the weight. Pretty confident I can definitely do it, even if it's at a slow pace. So I'm going to keep the train going of doing stuff I hate. If you can think of any other things I should do, stuff that I hate, which is endurance, let me know. And I'll be more than happy to put myself through pain for your enjoyment. Alright, remember to subscribe, guys, and thanks a lot.